Welcome to Oakland Is. I'm Thomas Johnson, hosting today's session on a very exciting subject, banking in the small business environment. I'd like to welcome Ingrid Escalante from Wells-Fargo Bank. She's a banking business specialist with the bank, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what the bank does, what she does, and things that would be of interest to small business. First of all, Ingrid, how did you get involved in banking?
Yes, well, I want to thank you for having me over. It's a pleasure for me to be here. How I started with the bank, was 8 years ago. I started off as a teller, worked my way up, and it's been a joy working with Wells-Fargo. It's a very good company, and how I got to this point is that I love working with small business owners. I understand that with the economy that we're facing, small businesses bring a lot of new jobs to our society, and it's one of the things that's going to help us get out of this recession. So spending time with small business owners, understanding their needs, it's not a job, but a pleasure of mine, and it's something that I really like to do.
Fantastic. You know, there's a saying that if you do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
Right. And I believe that.
Yeah, me too. Now, when I think of Wells-Fargo Bank, I see the stagecoach, I see the guys driving the stagecoach.
Right.
How old is the bank, and how did it evolve from stagecoach banking to the multinational corporation that it is now?
Right. We do have been in business 150 years. We've been in business, so we know what we're doing when it comes to business, and not only business but also consumer. We're very diverse when it comes to banking. One of our, we do realize that we're known as being a big bank. We have our headquarters in San Francisco, but one of the things that Wells Fargo likes to, emphasize is that we are decentralized when it comes to the business office in our community. So each community and each office is there to serve the community. So in terms, as we are a community bank, when it comes to every aspect of what we do, we're very diverse in what we serve. So we have been in business for many years, and how we serve the community shows that we're here to stay. And we do have more than 13,000 offices, more than 9,000 ATMs. So one of the things that makes us different is what we have to offer for the community.
Very good. In the past, big banks were known to shun away from small business clients. How has that changed, and why did it change, in your opinion?
Yeah, it is. I do feel that that's one of my bigger jobs that I have, is to change small business owners' mentality that there is no room for them with Wells Fargo. I do see that small businesses do shine away, but there's no reason to. Wells Fargo has a variety of products that can help small businesses from the phase one, different cycles that they go through. It's all about getting to know the products. So I think that it has. I haven't been in banking 8 years, but as much as I've been with banking, we know that we don't shine away customers. It's a matter of building relationships, and every customer starts from something. So I do feel that we serve the community, and as small as you are, you do have a space with Wells Fargo.
What exactly do you do, Ingrid, in your outreach function?
Right. Well, I work with businesses. My job is to get to know the businesses in my community. My job is to understand their business needs, spend a lot of time with them, understanding where they are, short, long-term goals. I work with white collar to blue collar jobs. So what I do is partner up, do a lot of, currently I'm working with Atlas, with this, it's a nonprofit, it's a organization that helps women that want to start their own business. So that's what I do. I get involved with the community, understand, and try to grow with businesses. I also like to get a lot of education. I like to understand different, because what I know is that the more that I know, the more my customers know, and the more that I can connect with them, and the more that, you know, I can assist them on their business needs. So it's not about, you know, just getting your business, it's about developing and growing with you. And it's a pleasure of mine to see a business when it starts and when they become profitable, and see them going through every single stage.
How do you go about gathering the information that you need to help a client?
Right. Well, it starts with the stage of getting to know the client, understand in what stage they are, really profiling the customer. It's not my agenda, it's what you need at that specific point of time. Understanding what is it that brings you to Wells Fargo, what stage you're in, if you're looking into lending, why is the lending. So one of the things that I have, you know, had a little bit of difficulty is, you know, getting the customer to open up, to understand, and for them to really understand what kind of lending they're looking for. So the primary stages is establishing a rapport. Understand that I'm your business banker, you're gonna come to me, and we're gonna build a relationship. And it's gonna be like every relationship, we have to work on it, and, you know, but that's what I see that I need from customers.
Now, obviously, a lot of the information that you gather would be in the form of an application,
right.
A survey or something of that nature. How does your bank differ in terms of the application process?
I see. Application process is very important. It's the key when it comes to lending. I work with 0 to 20 million customers. I have partners that I partner up with that deal with businesses with higher amount of dollars. Now, the lending that I offer is from 0 to 100,000. What I don't look at financials. What I cover is small business lending. So when it comes to the application, is being very thorough. Sometimes I have to give the customer all the detail that I need, send them away, for them to come back, look at it again, send them away, to make sure that I have the correct information for me to submit the application. The more information that you can give me as a business owner, the more you know your business and what is it that I need, the better I can assist you. I come to think to myself as being an advocate between you and the bank, and me positioning you and your business the correct way to be able to help you the most. So when it comes to an application, being very thorough, setting the right expectation for the customer, for them to give me the correct information so I can advise them on what product it suits them the best.
Now, I've seen a lot of banking applications, and they can be pretty hard to figure out, and, pretty detailed. Do you ever recommend that a client or a prospective client obtain help from a consultant in putting that data together?
Yes. Well, the application that I submit, because it's small, obviously the more money they need, the more the application, more documents it's needed. So I do work with my partner. She is detailed in financials. So usually what we do is we help the customer in every step of the way. When it comes to my department, the application is not as extensive to where my BBG, which she deals with over $100,000. So what they do is she is in every step on the way. Now, when she does request financials and the customer doesn't have them, then that's when she suggests to go to someone that is able to help them with their financials and setting them up the way that the bank wants to see them.
So you guys can give the prospective client a lot of help prior to them having to go outside and get some professional.
Right.
Okay, good. Right. Who would you say, or how would you describe your clientele?
It varies. It's I help every kind of clientele, like I said, from either blue collar worker to white collar worker. Every different business is different in its own. So I couldn't, put it in a box to where I say I only help a certain kind of customer or a specific industry. We help, in general, every industry. And that's the beginning stage of me getting to know the business. I always tell my customers, if you just have a few minutes, we need to make another appointment, because it's very important for me to understand the industry that you're in. What are your needs, your long, short term, where is it that do you see yourself? So the entry level stage does take time, and you need to go, when you go to the bank, with that mentality that I'm going to spend some time with this banker to get to know them and what is it that they can do for me.
And that forces you to do a lot of research with peers, and I'm sure that broadens your horizons and your expertise. If you could put together the perfect applicant, what would it look like, or the business look like? Each business, it's its own. Now, we do have local underwriters that they do consider the type of industry that you're in. So the perfect application, I would say, it's an application that it's fully filled out. The perfect applicant, we have a lot of products that can help. So I don't want to shine away by giving a certain type of customer or certain FICO score, which it's not true. Wells Fargo has a product, and if by some reason we're not able to help, we do have certain connections that we have with smaller other entities that we can refer you to, so you don't feel like you're just left out. Applications, a lot of what we're talking about here is applications, because that's obviously where you get most of your information and you base most of your decisions on. But what common mistakes would you say that small businesses make in preparing applications? I would say not being thorough, that'd be one of them. Not knowing your current financial situation, where you are, and that obviously come from knowing in and out your financials. Understanding that, understanding the process of accounting and having someone that knows about bookkeeping or account or how to do your financials. It's very helpful when a business owner comes in and they know in and out their current standing. So I would say that as long as the owner knows where they are, you could always come out with more information than when you came in. So there's no really perfect application. It's just a matter of fact of coming in and for us to be able to help you one way or another. A lot of small businesses have real problems in funding their equipment purchases.
Right.
What do you do that's special that could help in that situation? Because a lot of businesses just can't operate without or become more efficient with updated equipment.
Right. That's very important that you bring that up. We have, term lending, short and long-term lending. It's very important that our customers understand how our credit cards work, or any bank's credit card, the rate. When it comes to Equipment Express, the difference about long-term lending and having a set rate for that equipment and being able to get the best rate possible and not put in on a credit card or a product that has a high rate. So Equipment Express is something that and that comes in the conversation I have with my customers to really understand what is it that you need the money for. Is it cash flow? Is it an equipment? Is it, just to build credit? So when it comes to equipment, it's very important for customers to know the different types of lending there is and what is it that is specific and what's the best one that fits their need. So Equipment Express is very, very important when it comes to equipment and making sure that you do get the best rate possible.
What can you tell us about lines of credit? What are the requirements? How do they differ from other forms of debt, and how do you process those?
Yes, lines of credits are considered long-term, short-term lending. When it comes to me suggesting line of credit to a customer, is usually for cash flow, that they're going to be paying off hopefully soon, just because the interest rate is variable. If it's something that the customer is looking more for long-term, then I suggest either a line, something more fixed. Lines of credit, like I said, it's a variable rate. It's usually for cash flow, something that you're going to use in paying it off. Now, when it comes to the underwriting aspect of that, we obviously don't want to over leverage our customers. So we want to make sure that the customer is able to repay the debt and being able to really understand what is the customer's revenue to being able to put in the amount. So that's where my job comes in making sure that I'm giving the customer realistic numbers and based on the information that I'm being given. But again, if the information that I'm being given is not correct, then that's where we're facing a little bit of problem when it comes to the processing. But as long as my customer is able to articulate, again, what is it that they're needed for, they know their finances and they understand the different products, and for me to understand also what they need is very important in the whole process and being able to get them the correct product for their need.
What are the things or the major things that you would want a client to know before submitting an application?
Understand their financials, being able to have a record, a profitable record, understand our products, giving a little bit, being able to research a little bit on our products, and I would help in that. Understand what is it that they're looking for, what is it that they're looking, what is the term that they're looking for, what is the budget. So all of that is very helpful when it comes to me, but I'm also there to assist them and making sure that they understand how, when it comes to their financials. Again, in my department, because I do lending under $100,000, the documentation is not as robust as other departments. So me being able to submit the correct information is very, very important. And obviously me having the correct relationship with my business customers, it's gonna make the application more realistic and more flow more efficiently.
Are there businesses that the bank will not do business with, or rather will not make loans to?
We are a federal regulated bank. I can tell you that as up to right now, I haven't faced a business that we haven't helped under my experience. So I wouldn't be able to name, a specific business because I don't have that information. But what I can tell you is that every business comes out of the bank with something. So there's no particular business as long as they're in guidelines with the federal
So churches,
regulations.
liquor
Oh, yeah.
stores, they would all
Right.
qualify?
Mhm.
Okay, very good. Now, those businesses that you cannot help, and I'm sure you can't help every business that goes through there, is there a system or referral system that you could maybe guide them to another source that could help them?
Yes, yes, we do have close ties with different. We do have close ties. So when it comes to the whole lending, we have ties with nonprofits, especially with the startups. So we are able to give you information to not just leave you, okay, we can't help you and that's it. But there is a process of us helping you find other sources if we're not able to help you.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing that I've seen a lot of is some businesses that are profitable don't really know how profitable that they are because of poor accounting, sometimes no accounting. What would you tell those businesses and how would you help them?
I can tell you that it's very important for a business owner to know that when it comes to lending and when it comes to bank, the only thing that talks is your financials. You know, it's when it comes to lending, that's one of the things that I talk to my customers. Make sure that you have your accounting system set up correctly so we can get the clear picture of how your business is doing. If you don't know how your business is doing and you don't have the right information put together, we're not going to either. So as long as when it comes to that, it's very important. Your financials is your way into when it comes to lending. You knowing how profitable you are and making sure you spend the time. A lot of business owners go in and they know their profession and they know what they're looking at. Balance it out to another person that is capable of maintaining your records correctly. That way we can help you being able to get you that financing that you need.
So at some point, all businesses should invest in getting their accounting system up to date and as accurate as possible. Would you agree with that?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yes, it's your when it comes to a bank, you know, you might have a lot of when it comes to, you know, if you're doing a cash basis, there's no way to transmit if you don't have it on documents. You know, there's very little that we can do. But nevertheless, you know, I don't want to shine any way away from coming into the bank. You know, it's a matter of you coming in and me assessing you and understanding where you are, and then telling you, you know, you need to do a little bit more work on this, so that way I can submit the application and putting you, like again, I'm your advocate and making sure that when you come to me, you're prepared, and that when I submit the application, I fully know that this is as prepared as you could be to me submitting the application.
What's the most interesting or unusual business that you've been involved with or that you've helped in?
Like I said, just to protect our business entities, I'm not able to name any, but I could tell you that it's a variety of businesses. The part that is rewarding about my job is getting to meet so many people that are so good at what they do in so many vast majorities of professions that they have. So we come across a lot of businesses that it's amazing how they are able to turn an idea into a business. So we deal with a lot, and it's you know, it's very interesting and very, very amusing, and that's something that I really like about what I do, getting to know my customers' business.
I asked that question because I once had a circus client that was so
Oh.
interesting, and I was just wondering if you had any kind of
Right.
situations like that. But so to get in touch with you,
Yes.
I think all your information will be on the screen. Could a prospective client just get in touch with you directly, or what should they do?
Yes, I believe that you guys have my email. I work at the San Lorenzo office, and I do a lot of community outreach, but you can get in contact with me via email, which, you know, it's the easiest way. So I believe you guys have my email.
Yes, we do.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, very good, very good. So from now on, when I see the Wells Fargo logo, I'll think about you, Ingrid, and not the stagecoach drivers and so forth. But
Right.
this has been a very interesting conversation, and I hope our viewers have, definitely the small business viewers, have gathered a lot of information, or garnered a lot of information that will help them with their banking needs, and know how to prepare for it, because from what you've told me, you do have to prepare
Right.
to get into a banking relationship. Would you agree?
I agree. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ingrid,
Thank you.
for coming today. The information is invaluable. I hope all our clients will call you, flood your lines with their business, and again, thanks again. We're at the close of the interview, and this is Oakland Is, and Ingrid Escalante. Please contact her for all your business needs.
Thank you.